my first UK river carp. These river carp don't put up a good account for themselves. So you join me on this session down in my hometown in Norfolk, trying to chase some UK river carp, which is a challenge within itself. But I'm joined by a good friend called Brady. I've been messaging him recently, he's invited me up, he's been pre-baiting some spots, so we are going to try and catch a few epic carp along the way on this session. Now we've got 3 nights ahead of us, and this river system is split in so many different ways. There's small little shallow intimate rivers going into big wide ones, tidal ones with sluice gates, whatever you can think of. So we are going to be doing a hell of a lot of travelling over the next 3 or 4 days, trying to chase down these carp and hopefully put a few on the bank for you all to see. I'm so excited for this. UK river carping, I don't think it gets much better than this. So first and foremost, let's see if we can track a few carp down. Wow, sometimes size isn't everything. That is my first UK river carp, and I am absolutely buzzing. Now there was a few around it that were a little bit bigger, but regardless, we've been here an hour. The long drive all the way from south up to Norfolk has paid off, and I just need to thank Brady for being in contact, showing me the spots. Normally when you're on rivers, you keep this stuff to yourself, but angling sometimes you meet new people, and he has absolutely helped me catch my first river carp, so thank you. And you'll see him throughout the video with me anyway doing some fishing, and hopefully he can bag a few too. But let's get a bit of treatment on this and we're going to slip this back and hopefully a few more. I can't be too greedy on the river. Oh, that's epic. Off he goes. So we spent the next couple of hours trying to chase some carp down with the same tactics, the floating bread down the river, but nothing came of it. The bread eventually rode down all the way to the end at the shut sluice gate, and the carp were just not interested. So it was time now to pack up and head back to the van. So we're back at the van already, and that's well over 1.5 miles of walking done, and we're only 4 hours into our session, so couldn't have asked for a better start. Now this stretch of river, by the looks of it, and Brady did say, did hold the smallest amber carp, but it was always good for a bite or two. So we've had that bite. We're going to go check out another stretch of the river on the main road and just keep flickering in between. So you're going to see a lot of us starting, going in the van, moving, and hopefully we can track down some of the bigger carp. But we have something to go off here if we want to come back and catch a few more carp, that's for sure. We put a little bit of bait in before we left, and again, fish are doshing sort of everywhere, but they're around that 6 to 10 pound size. So, right, as you can see, it's getting a little bit busy, so let's head off to the next spot. So after a little bit of throwing stuff over fences, we're down on the peg now, and it's time just to have a little let around. Now I'm gonna fish with braid on the river. Not quite sure what the bottom's like, if there's any snags, and I have so much confidence in braid. I'm straight on the fish, there's no stretch, and if I ever have a chance to use it, I absolutely will. So I'm gonna just make a little bit of disturbance to make sure where I'm fishing is presentable. I can get some wafters out or some pop-ups depending on the bottom, and then we'll put 20-30 baits over the top. We're gonna spread 3 rods, and so is Brady. He's gonna spread them, and then we're gonna sort of try figuring out if we get a bite between us, what colour it was on, what baits, etc. And just see if we can work this stretch of the river, because the carp could be anywhere. So let's have a quick lead around and get set up ready for the evening. So we are heading into the evening, and as expected, the first day was really busy. We drove around to some other parts of the river, and I didn't really get the camera out. We was just walking up and down to see whether we could throw some bait in, see some carp, and we didn't see any carp in some other stretches, so we sort of left them. So yeah, it's been a pretty full-on day driving around, but like I said, we're set on the spot now for the night. Both of our rods are out over some bait. The pre-bait hopefully has worked in, draw some carp down here. So we're just going to sit back, enjoy the evening with the swallows flying around, and hopefully we can see a carp or two show, just to give us that confidence that the carp are here. Yeah, England win, all we need is a carp now. So I'm going to sign off from here, enjoy the evening with Brady, and let's see what happens. But river carping is definitely something else, man. I'm proper excited for this. With the evening fastly drawing in and the tide changing, the weed became a little bit of a problem. Simply backleading the rods down solved that problem, and it was time to relax and see what would happen throughout the evening. With nothing happening throughout the night, it was a nice early start, bringing the rods in, packing everything down and getting back to the van to head off to our next spot in search of some of these epic river carp. So we are at a new stretch, and I will apologise about the wind noise and all the other noise. Didn't see us set up. As we got here, it was absolutely lashing it down. So we got the barra cover over the barra, got it down here, got the brollies up, got the rods out. Nothing's changed from the other part. I'm using the ISO fish wafters, one rod on a pop-up. And yeah, Brady's just landed a sort of low double common, which I'll show you now, and it put up a hell of a fight. So yeah, fair play to him. As you can see, it's a stunning carp. So that was slipped back. We'd only been here 20 minutes and the rod had gone off, so I think we're going to persevere here for a little bit, see if we can nick maybe another fish or two, and then sort of see where we go for the rest of the day or tonight, or whether we stay here. We're not too sure yet. It normally does get a bit of carp traffic from what he was saying, so we're just going to play it by ear. The big river, not good yesterday. That's the tidal part. The weed was a nightmare, taking out of our lines, recasting. So yeah, we're on to a good thing. We've had one from here, so hopefully onwards and upwards, and we will catch a few more for you. So the move has paid off. I was just laying in the bed and the rod has absolutely motored off. These river carp don't put up a good account for themselves, and maybe 11 or 12 pound. Again, nothing massive, but what they lack in size, they don't have lack in power. So I'm gonna get some pictures of this. We get that rod back out. I think we're pretty much set on staying here for most of the day and potentially even the night, just to see what we can pick off and just go from there. But as long as these keep coming and hopefully they get a little bit bigger, I am more than happy, because these are such epic carp, man. All right, as always, let's get some pictures and slip this one back. Well, as you can see from behind me, brollies are packed down. We are on the move again now. We're going to go to the bigger river again, but just a little bit further up, put some bait in, because that's sort of where we want to focus on throughout the night. And then we're more than likely going to spend the rest of the afternoon period on a different stretch in search of some other carp. But Yeah, we've exhausted this place a little bit. We've had 3 in, like I said, about 4 and a bit hours now. We're going to put a little bit of bait in before we go, and it's always somewhere we can come back tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a great day so far. Now let's hope we can catch a few of the bigger ones. But for now, let's get these rods in and head off to the next spot and bait up ready for tonight. So we are at the new spot for tonight, and we're going to, again, give this a fair amount of time. It's now just coming up to 3 o'clock, so we're going to stay here again, set the alarms for 5:30, and if nothing's happened, we're going to head straight across to sort of where the smaller rivers are, the little back channels are, in hopes of finding a few carp, catching a few, keeping us busy throughout the day, but sort of mainly focusing on the bigger parts of the river for some bigger special carp, hopefully, if we can. But this is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, so I've just got to get my rod sorted, and they're all going to go on the Slip D combis, and I've got some 15mm wafters. Not sure what they are. These were glugged in the pineapple Cordigou a long time ago, so they're going to go out with a mixture of the ISO Fish Cell and ISO Fish Sweet Boilies, the 15mm again. Scatter them all around over there and see what happens tonight, but at least we don't have the weed moving up and down, wiping our rods out. It was now time to get all 3 rods freshened up with fresh hook baits on, getting all 3 rods set for the night, but most importantly, sitting down and enjoying some lovely food and a nice cold can of cider. Now, when river carp fishing, they go on for miles upon miles, but most importantly, the surroundings are just absolutely beautiful and peaceful. So it was time to sit back in for the night and see if we'd have a bit of luck catching one of these big river carp. Well, we have a fish from the big stretch now. Not the big one we were after, but this one's definitely got a few stories to tell. Withered tail, not massive, but river carp are worth their weight in gold, so not going to take too long. Everything's packed down now. We're on a mission today to go and catch as many as we can, regardless of size. It's my last sort of day doing it before we head into my last night, and yeah, what a session this has been. Absolutely buzzing. So something completely different, wild, untouched, and sometimes it's nice to escape those busy day ticket lakes. So slip this back and we're going to head off. After slipping back that carp, we was once again in the van heading off to the stretch of river where we'd previously just caught 3 carp from. Once we arrived, it was just like clockwork, getting both the rods out on the back margin nice and tight with just a handful of bait over the top of them to keep those carp grubbing about. With both rods sorted, it was time to sit back, stick the kettle on and enjoy a nice cup of coffee. Unfortunately, the morning period passed and there was no joy in this area, so we moved on to the spot where we'd previously caught from when we first got here. And just like the last spot, this area proved uneventful too. So we are finally fishing for the evening, and we are on the section of river where we started this morning. Yes, we didn't catch, but before we left, we saw a few fish milling around, so they're definitely still here to be caught. Maybe we just needed a little bit more time to stay put, but we've been back to Brady's house. He's got some stuff got sorted. We've gone to Domino's, grabbed some pizzas for this evening. I've been in the water with some waders, chopped all the rushes back to just fish a little bit further down to where this structure is, because that's where we've been seeing the carp. So high rods on the bank for tonight. Hopefully we can bag a few. It's been a fantastic session. River fishing isn't easy, so to have 3, yes, there isn't anything massive, and I do apologise about sometimes the lack of filming because we're moving from swim to swim, just quickly throwing some bait in and going again. These are very busy sessions, full-on sessions to try and find the carp, so I am absolutely chuffed with how it's gone, and if we catch one more, regardless of size, it will absolutely make the session. So for now, I need to get some new baits on the rods, get them out, crack on and get everything set up ready for tonight. Well, we were just setting up and checked that one out. Just over 13 pound, nothing massive, but yeah, I've been saying to Brady, I want to get to the stretches, I want to search them, I want to stalk them, I want to find them. He's assured me that sometimes if we wait, which I do struggle to do, we get amongst a few, and it's a great decision to stay here for the night and hopefully a few more to come, but mega start. Yet again, I'm going to get some epic pictures of this carp, treat its mouth and slip it back, but cheers for having me, mate, and yeah, thanks for bringing me up and showing me your spots.
No worries, mate.
Hopefully a few more. So, even though we'd set up for the evening, we'd had a couple of fish, unfortunately, we've just been told that this little specific area is a no night fishing area, just this tiny little bit here. There's a couple of lads that set up to us next door, so we've got to pack up, we've got to leave. It is what it is, I'm not too fussed, we've had a few fish, so the decision now is whether to fish or we end the session there. I'm not too sure, so we're going to load this stuff in the van. There might be a spot we can fall onto, but it's just whether it's worth the hassle or not. So right, just give me 5 minutes, let's get the kit in the van and we go from there. So unfortunately, I've decided that we're not going to set up for the last night. I'm going to make the long journey back home. We've been absolutely grafting our socks off on this session, moving from stretch to stretch.
Yeah, been good going still though.
Yeah, long distances, barrowing, walking, and to be honest, I am absolutely shattered. And to lug all our stuff over onto a new stretch again, we've had some fantastic carp. I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, no big uns, but nevertheless, some absolutely stunning river carp. So Brady, thank you, man. Yeah, cheers for having me. And
not a problem.
I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been a bit hectic, and I'll see you on the bank next time.